Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work on Junk Journal January, and it's hosted by Meg Journals here on YouTube, and I do have her information listed below in the description box if you are just tuning in the first time and you want to learn more about this monthly challenge for January where we're given prompts every day to work with. And today's prompt is tissue, and so the first thing I thought about when I heard the prompt was tissue paper. So I did go through my pile of tissue paper that I've gotten, like when I've gotten other gifts from people, and then I saved the tissue paper. And so I did have this piece. I kind of wanted to go with something kind of more of a neutral background today. I did find this kind of craft colored one, and I'm going to work with that. Sometimes it is fun to like take tissue paper and put it like on bingo cards or time cards on tags and glue it down. One of the other papers that I was considering tissue papers, which is probably a little bit prettier, was this one. But I just wasn't feeling it today for that one. I just wasn't sure what I was going to layer on top of it, and I'm a little pressed for time today. So I just want to do something that I already had like some ready-made ephemera for. And so I am going to glue this down, and I might stamp like this script stamp on it first before I glue it down. And the other thing I pulled out for already that I had already made that's in my ephemera pile, this was I made a couple of years ago, several years ago, when I did a window envelope series and different ephemera things. If I remember, I'll try to link the playlist or one of the videos. I do have a playlist for it, but I did have this cute little card already done that's kind of in my style, this little shabby chic looking one. And I can't remember if it was meant to be like a belly band maybe. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done that, but since I didn't decorate the backside, I suspect that either I meant it to be like a double pocket or a belly band. Which I could do that. I could put this down and then this on top of it. But I had another idea to use some ribbon on this layout too. So first thing I'm going to do is, unfortunately, I have stuff on the back side of this, which makes it a little tougher to attach this the way I would like to. But I might just be able to glue it down onto the next page and just worry about covering it when I get to the next, whatever I do on this page here. So I'm just going to tear the bottom of this one. If it'll tear nicely, we'll see. I guess I could just glue it there, so that would be okay. So yeah, definitely like these scraps, I did pull out a time card. I mean, these scraps you definitely could, layer onto a time card and then layer on some fun little images. So I will save the scraps that I'm ripping off. I might be able to use them on another project yet here in the journal. You never know. Right, and then so I'm just going to glue that down on here, but I think I want to stamp first, and I think I want to stamp up this top corner here, just to add a little bit of interest to the background. And maybe I'll stamp a little bit on this side too. This is like one of my favorite stamps. I've had it in my stash for a very long time. And oftentimes when I have like a background or something that I feel like it needs something else, I sometimes will stamp this stamp. It's very subtle and it's almost like messy background writing, so you can't really read what it says. But it's from an old stamp company called Just for Fun. But there are all sorts of companies out there that nowadays that have script stamps, so if you're looking for something similar, I think it'd be easy enough to find. I think I have other ones in my stash too. Just that one happens to be my favorite. And I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crumple it up just to put a little texture in it before I glue it down. I could ink maybe some more. Let me see if I can find my Distress ink. I don't know if any more color will show up or not on this. But of course, the one thing though, if I glue it down, the Distress ink will probably bleed a little bit. Yeah, we'll just leave it, I think. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And I think I can just use a glue stick. Sometimes I use a matte medium to glue mine down, especially if I'm gluing them onto like a tag, or because that works really well. But I think I'm just going to try and use the glue stick. We'll see if that works. That's a little wet, so I for sure will, whatever I do else on the journal today, I need to make sure that I let it dry, because I don't want anything to accidentally stick to it. And I'll tear that off later, off of the top, after it's had a chance to dry. But I don't think that's too bad for a layout for just a background. Just kind of a simple one. But here's what I had in mind. And I've done this before, but it's been a while, is I want to do like some crisscrossing with some ribbons and then just make it into a tuck spot for this. So I think if I glue this down here and here, I think that'll work for this first one. So let's grab, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this. And I think this would be a nice one too. If I had like a background piece of paper, I probably would have sewed it down. But I have used Fabri-Tac and it holds after it dries. So I'm just gluing right on the very edges of this one. So it's kind of like a belly band or a little pocket thing that we're going to make today with this. And then I think, let's cross it this way. And I'll just trim this one off on the edge once it dries. But I think that's really, this is going to work nice. And then you know, you can be more exact if you want it more measured, but then I'm going to do two more like this. And I just think that would be so fun to, and I've done this before. I think it was like maybe it was a fairy journal that I did it on. It's been a long time again since I've done this technique. You know, and I would have sewed these down, I think, if I didn't have the back side already decorated. Kind of reminds me, I don't know if like those little, like in college maybe you'd have little boards that had ribbons on them like this, and you could stick fun little things in it. It's kind of what, I don't know what the technical term is of that, but I think I can get this one cut without ungluing what I just did. And I could have been a little more exact and measured, but I kind of like the randomness of this one. kind of a fun, quick little layout. Great way to use up, if you have a little bit wider laces, great way to use it up. And I think I can glue this or cut this one right now. And it's going to take a minute or two for that to dry, but this should then go be able to tuck under here. I might be able to do it right now if I'm very careful. Yeah, Fabri-Tac a pretty good glue, and then you know, then I have that under there. So that's kind of fun, isn't it? I'm just going to pull it out though for now, but I wanted to show you what it looked like. And then yesterday I had already pre-stamped the word number 20 up here. So let's go ahead and just glue that down. And I think I also have this stamp sitting on my desk that says journal. So I think I'm going to stamp this up at the top up here, just to add a little bit more to it. And I stamped it Kitty Wampus, but that's okay. All right. And this little journal card fell out of this pocket back here. Put that back in. So let's see if there's anything else sitting on my desk that I can add. Just a small amount of embellishment or something. I think all these flowers are too big. We could maybe add this little bit right here. Then it kind of matches. I mean, it's not the same trim, but I have some white trim on that so that they maybe look a little more cohesive. And that won't affect how that slides in. So yeah, let's glue that down too, just for a little more embellishment since I have another minute or two here. Just was a little more pressed for time today, so I had to use some pre-made stuff. But that's why we do it. We do the little mass makes and things like that just so we have extra pieces we can pull from. I might trim off this part right here. Well, that turned out better than what I was expecting it to, so I really like that, and it'll, you know, be really cute once you put the ephemera in the pocket. But since the tissue still, I can still feel that the glue stick's drying behind it, and I don't want to accidentally glue this to it. I think I'm okay with these. I don't think that they're gonna glue to the back here, but I just want to make sure. So there is our project for today. And again, the prompt was tissue. You guys will have to let me know what you think. And I do like it, so I will take a picture of it for my thumbnail with this in the pocket. But so again, today was day 20 and tomorrow is day 21, which is map, which should be another fun one. So until next time, Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.